Indiana Fever lose a close one at home 90-95 against the best team in the league, and it would be easy to be frustrated. It is frustrating a little bit in this loss because we had a shot. We had a real true shot against a number 1 team and the favorites to win this year. And I mean, Hall came out on fire. We shot 54% from the floor. We shot 65% from 3, going 13 for 20. That first half was magical at moments. We racked up a 12-point lead, but the Lynx wouldn't go away. And that's what really good teams do. They're down Fee, we're down Clark, and half of our bench. The injury bug has really just been ravaging the Fever this season, plaguing them. But Shepard is so underrated. Like every time she plays against us, she does well. She converts inside more than any player against us, honestly. And the fact that she had a triple double with 8 minutes left to go in the third is insanity. It's insanity. And she just outwilled us tonight, especially. Actually disgusting. McBride sniping us from afar. Amazing 3-point shooter. Again, we gamble a lot. We kind of pick our poison. We either get beat by a 3 because we collapse, or we switch and gamble, and then they're hitting us with pick and rolls all night. That was a constant thing that kept going against us. Again, the Lynx shot really, really well themselves. They shot 55.9% from the field, 42% from 3. The difference is, though, is that when you have more rebounds, I think it was 30 to 23 rebounds. They had 9 offensive rebounds. We had 4. Those 9 offensive rebounds just get you second chances in the game where everyone's shooting hot like they were tonight. Getting more offensive rebounds and getting more chances is going to be a difference maker in a game. And we just, it was brutal early. It's how they kind of got back ahead. We kind of cleaned it up. But you can't, it's hard to let these ones go. Like, even when we would play good defense, I think the issue is that in that fourth quarter, when we kind of started to make stops, we weren't converting, or we'd have terrible turnovers, or we'd have things that would just kind of stifle our ability to convert. And we held them to 13 points in the fourth quarter. Like, that was our comeback potential. That was our swing back for the fences, and we just couldn't get enough offensive rhythm later in the game to take over. So I think there's a bigger problem to talk about with the Fever, and I'll get into that after we talk about the Fever player performances for the night. Lexi Hall came out on fire. A huge opening salvo for us, was raining in threes, 23 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, was the reason we were cooking in the first half. Now in the second half, she came out and, she was a little bit cold, hitting a little bit short on her shots, but her defense, everything carried through. She still hit a 3 down the stretch. Without her, we were in a lot of trouble tonight, but she was the main one that got us going. Kelsey Mitchell, 27 points, 5 for 7 from 3, which is nasty. I wish we could have got her some more looks. They were really trying to stop her later in the game from getting any good 3 looks, but she did have 5 assists in this game, which is good to see her again keep up those points and the assists. And a lot of those assists kind of came down the stretch in the 2-man game with Aaliyah Boston. Got involved way too late in this game. I get that they were trying to keep her away, but at some point I have to feel that you made like 10 3-pointers in the first half or something ridiculous. Like, I have to believe that at some point they're going to come out to the perimeter and try to stop you, which they kind of adjusted and did. But still, like, Aaliyah Boston was open at many times in this game. We just weren't getting her the ball. She had 15 points, and half of it was in the last couple minutes of the game. She had an 8-point run, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. She was one of the only interior defenders that I trusted in this game. She did a really good job there. The backup guards, they played admirably. I think that Sims, with assists, she had 5 assists. And then Petty really was on fire when she came out, made her first 3, made the next 2, was 3 for 3 at one point for threes, ended 3 for 4. She did give us 3 turnovers, but that also comes with, a little bit of a miscommunication with plays, and one of them forcing a ball into Aaliyah Boston late down the stretch into a turnover. That stuff is just going to happen. Her and Dantas were actually our highest plus-minus players when they were on the floor for the night. And speaking of Dantas actually gave us a 3 and gave us 3 rebounds, didn't do too much. And for her little stint that she was in the game, she was a positive for us. So good to see her kind of have a little bit of a turnaround. Brianna Turner didn't give us a score, but she gave us 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and solid defense. I mean, a lot of times she had some defenses on Shepard, and she guarded really well. It's just the ball went in. And so that's just a thing that, that's all you can ask. And if as long as you guard and something didn't break down, like that's fine. Natasha Howard. This was probably Natasha Howard's worst game in a while for us. 3 turnovers, and mainly a really terrible one down the stretch. I think that kind of leads into what I think is like one of the biggest flaws of the Fever, and a lot of it is talked about as like third and fourth quarter collapses, this kind of stuff. But I really think it is like when we have pauses. I don't think it's quarter to quarter. I think it is like that halftime of I don't know what they're doing to stay warm, to stay like on their game, or what their energy and focus is, but really it feels like our wins and losses lately are dictated by do we come out with energy and enforcing our will out the gate. If we do, that's how we start our comebacks, and if we don't, then that's how we dig our graves. And I feel like this has just been repeated over and over for a lot of games now. Again, giving up 32 points, only scoring 17. That's just a tall task against a team that's as good as the Minnesota Lynx. And it's frustrating because in the fourth, like we were getting stops. We were getting tons of stops, back-to-back stops, but we kept missing shots. We kept giving stupid turnovers, like Tasha's patented travel that she does like every game. And so even in those big swing moments, we're just kind of giving up those possessions. And those are the little things that will stifle you down the stretch. Ultimately, again, I'm not really mad about this game. I think that there's a lot of good things that came out of this. Petty, obviously, for a quick turnaround. Obviously, she had time to practice with the team, but her performance off the bat looked good. We had lots of different players scoring around the team. Lexi Hull looks confident. If we can keep her confident in performing like this, then we do have a shot at picking up some more games down the stretch. But injuries are just tough. And so for this team to come out, have this type of performance, push the Lynx, have a chance to win this game or come back in this game at several points, I think is a good sign, at least for the team and what they're what they're going through currently with the injuries on the team and the just who's who roster. Bibby going out with the knee right before the game. I mean, all these things are just like, I mean, they can't catch a break. So I think that whatever voodoo spell was casted on them or curse has been casted on them, like it's been enough. That's enough slices. It's enough slices. We don't need any more. But with that, let me know who was your MVP of this game. How do you feel about tonight's performance? Are you a bucket half full, bucket half empty kind of person on this performance for the Fever? And as always, remember, you're going to be amazing today because you are amazing. And I'll catch you next episode.